Hi, you know how they say you only got 5 seconds to grab viewers' attention? You're welcome. Now let's talk. So I have been wanting to get into cosplay for quite a while, and there seems to be an opportunity coming right my way. In the end of April, there's gonna be a festival that specializes on cosplaying fandoms that are older than 2015, like that were created before 2015. So I'm going to attend it as a guest, not as a contestant, because I'm wildly afraid of competition. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity to try out to dress more in a cosplay than in a costume, because I think that is going to be a safe chance to try it out. And because I like all things spooky and scary, I decided to cosplay one of the Wheelers. If you're not familiar with the Wheelers, they are a street gang that terrorizes the Emerald City in the movie The Return to Oz. I've watched this movie about 1 trillion times before I was 10 and about 5 times after, so it's safe to say that this movie pretty much formed me as a person completely, with Doctor Who adding a few bits in my teen years. Now, what do I need for this costume? Cosplay. I need to force myself to call it a cosplay, to actually feel like I'm getting into cosplay. So if we look at the picture, or if we look in the movie, we can see that the Wheelers are wearing long tuxedos and long trousers that hide their hands and feet, some of which are pretty damn punk if you ask me. And I'm pretty sure that they have wheels instead of hands and feet, hence the name. Also, they wear face helmets on the top of their heads, so when they look down, it seems like they're looking forward. They have long dreadlocks, or whatever this is, and their tuxedos are heavily decorated with patches, ribbons, wires, shoulder pieces, and they also have a shirt front that goes up sometimes, and under this shirt front they also have a vest, which I'm not going to do. Also, the Wheelers move on all four, and their hands are much longer than hands of a standard human. If we take a look at the backstage photo, we can see how the whole construction works. So I'm not going to do that. Firstly, because I cannot roller skate. And even if I could, I don't think it's safe to roller skate on crowded con area, and that it's just not gonna feel safe to everybody. So the wheels on my feet are going to be fake, but I really want the wheels on my arms to be real and to actually spin, and also be able to hold me for a while if I decide to stand on them. In the movie there are about 8 different Wheelers, so I'm not going to aim strictly to one of them. I just wanna look like someone in the background. As for the materials we're going to use this lovely pile of scrap fabric. Let me show you in details. So in my memory, since I was a child, the Wheelers saved like wearing purple outfits. But when I looked at the photos, they actually are wearing black and metallic ones. Like, what kind of parallel universe is that? So let's see what I have here, starting from the bottom. This purple thrifted fabric, very slicky and noisy polyester, but the color is perfect, and as a backup for a critical situation I'm going to use this dark green fabric. And for the most fun part, the patches. Specifically for this project I have thrifted these 2 tops. The first one is with cheetah print that we can clearly see on some of the Wheelers, and it matches purple and black, and I think it generally gives off the vibe. And the next one is this lovely polka dot polyester material again. Also, I have all these fabric scraps from my previous projects, like some jean sleeves, some t-shirt bottom that is black, which is good because I don't have much black fabric for this. Also a fabric from a thrift shop that I don't know the name of. Maybe it's for the lining, but it doesn't feel like a real fabric. It feels more like paper, but the color is perfect for this project. And for some highlights and or details, or maybe the wires that they have going across their arms, I'm going to use this neon green fabric, which I also want to use for some other projects, so I will try to save it and not add it too much. For the pattern for the costume of the Wheeler, I'm going to use the pattern of like boyfriend jacket that I already have, but I have never done it actually, and I need to actually invent the pattern for the trousers. Also, I will elongate sleeves and pants to actually cover the wheel, and I also need to construct the stilts for my arms to be a bit longer so I could stand on all four without my butt sticking out. And because I don't know how to do the stilts, let's start with the part that frustrates me the least. The pattern for the jacket called for separate side of the waist and side of the sleeves, so I decided to make them out of different fabric. But little did I know that this fabric was the worst choice possible, because I told you that it feels like paper, so it turns out that it also holds up just like paper and it's very fragile, so I had to redo the whole piece. So here's the project for the progress so far. So here's the progress for the project so far. I've stitched together all of the pieces of the jacket and I only need to add a few, and it looks great yet, but I have one more problem. I cannot really straighten my hands in it or put them down, which is a problem for a wheeler. So I've almost completed the jacket. Now I need to put on the collar and to use the interlining on front of it and to interline the collar lining. That's the first time I also tried, so it complicates me as well. So now, as for the pants, I don't have the pattern for the pants, but I do have a pattern for shorts, and I know how long my pants should be. So I took the shorts pattern and elongated it a little bit. And that's how I got a pattern for one piece of pants. Now I have to repeat it from the other side. Because the shirts that I used for the pattern are supposed to be very wide, I had spent quite a while fitting the pants to myself because they are not supposed to be as wide as shorts. And in process, this purple stripe had to go. So there's gonna be no microphone for this part because I'm losing the daylight and I'm kinda already lost it, and let's just pretend it's still there. So for the helmet, I know there are a lot of methods of making it, and I could just use a head pattern or something like diameter of my head and here, but I wanna try this method. I've seen a lot of people doing this and it always seemed like very fun to me, so I want to try it, and maybe I will fail miserably and maybe it's gonna be fun, so let's try it. I have my wrapping paper, the duct tape and a Sharpie, so let's give it a try. So I probably have to get the ponytail down. Maybe I need my swimming hat. Anyway, hope I can do it in glasses. Yeah, and first you got to go with your face. I feel so dumb. Okay, maybe I should cut a piece first. Alright. Hope I don't like put any duct tape on my hair. Okay, it's something. This feels so stupid. Should I take off my glasses for this? I feel like, yeah. Are there any gaps? No. So I think I can start with the duct tape. Man. We're going. Please don't get any in my hair. Oh, it went so close to my ear. And that's how I do my own haircuts. Oops! This look is controversial. And here you go, that's the helmet. Hello? Yes. Yes, it's coming together. After this, making a corset with self-wrapping is gonna be so easy. Their helmets go up to here, so there's gonna be like a little heart, and I need ears. Yes, that's how I'm going to office tomorrow. It off. Ah, there's still some hair in it. Okay. So shiny. It reminds me of like Magneto helmet, piece of art. Okay, now when the daylight is almost completely lost, let's see what we've got. Put it back on. Mark the center of my face. Here. It's gonna go up here. Mark the middle of my head. They look so dumb. Gonna go scare my husband now. So after I finished with that, I took a sip of water. Don't forget to drink your water. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You better go and drink it right now. And then, well hydrated, I started trimming the extra pieces of my helmet pattern. I put in some signs to match the patterns together once I cut them apart. and mark the side of the helmet because I would need an extra pattern piece for this too. Now for my pieces to lay flat, I cut a little bit of darts into them. I'm not sure if I did it correctly, but the round piece became a flat piece, so I guess it was correct. And then I traced it with a piece of paper. Hi, welcome to the end of this project. Okay, so I have my helmet pattern ready. I have Rachel Maxi as my companion for tonight. I have just eaten a whole bowl of instant ramen noodles and it's time for me to use EVA foam for the first time. We're on the final stretch. Let's go! For some reason, no glue in my household could stick these two EVA foam pieces together, so I had to address my old-timey companion, the hot glue gun. And it was finally time to put the helmet on my head. The base of the suit is complete, the base of the jacket is complete, and the base of the pants is pretty much also complete. And I have crafted the base of the helmet. I have a pair of wheels and a pair of sticks to glue them on. Here's how everything looks so far. And I'm afraid this is all the time I have this week, so we're gonna need a part 2. You know, I was going for this, like, Princess Mombi inspired makeup, but I ended up looking like a librarian who has her own fantasy literature club. So I'm thinking about making, like, hands... Сейчас погуглю, что такое ходули. Ходули. Девчули.
Stilts.
Stilts. And I also need to construct some... забыла слово. Was it focused the whole time? Or wasn't it? Anyway, that was the alarm clock to go to bed.